everyone. Welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Alicia Gogan, the host of the Globe Secrets podcast, where I help you expand your mind and become more self-aware so that you can glow up into the best version of yourself. Hello. Happy Thursday when I am recording this, but it's Monday when you are listening to this. What is good? It is another off-topic episode. You guys know I'm always so excited to film these episodes, but honestly, I'm excited to film every episode. Now, I will say this new schedule that I have going on for myself, filming many days prior to when I actually need to drop this episode, has been doing me and my anxiety just fine. I am on my shit. I am on so many things right now. My fitness is great. I'm eating more. It's really just giving what it needs to give. Now, we're going to definitely talk more about like Wellness Girl Winter and just like habits and things like that in the future episodes to come. And actually today I'm vlogging for the main channel. If you guys are new to the podcast, I do have a main channel, Alicia Gogan. And the video that I'm actually filming right now is building new habits to beat seasonal depression. So definitely go check out the main channel. It'll probably be live. Yeah, it'll be live as you hear this episode. And on the topic of getting my shit together, my book has been sent to the printer. It is done. No more going back. Everything is finalized. I've gotten the book cover exactly the way I want it. The color scheme, everything is flawless, edited. We went through it all. We did so many edits to make sure that it was perfect and exactly how I wanted it to be and how obviously the editors think that it needs to be, and it is getting printed. So you're going to obviously hear a lot more about the book in the next coming months. The release date for the book, I did get it, and it's going to be January 9th. So a few things. I want you guys to comment down below if you're listening on YouTube, or you can even like respond on the Spotify where I ask you guys what you liked best about the episode. What color do you think my book cover is going to be? Let me know in the comments below. I want to see what you guys think the vibe is going to be. Also, let me know what you think the book is going to be about. Now, I did drop some hints about what it's going to be, but I just want to see your guys' perspective on like looking at Alicia, what type of things she would be writing in this book. I just want to see if we're all aligned, which we probably are. Also, I am considering doing some sort of book release little get together in the city of Toronto. And so obviously this is really going to only be open for people who live in Toronto. But I would love if you live in Toronto, if you could comment down below, or you can respond on Spotify, or you can just send me a DM letting me know if you'd be interested in something. I don't have anything planned yet, but I feel like I do want to have some sort of like launch party or release. I also like don't want it to be about me though. Like I'm very much so, I don't want to make this like a book signing where everyone comes and meets me and meet and greet. Like obviously you can if that's what you guys want, but I just need you guys to let me know what you want, because I don't know, throwing myself anything, even though it's a huge celebration, is a little bit foreign to me, but I don't know. I would like to kind of do something. But in the next few weeks, I am planning on doing a cover reveal. So just stay tuned for that. It'll probably be on my Instagram, but I'll probably show it on the podcast as well, because we're going to talk a lot about it on the podcast. Okay, so the other day, and I mentioned this in one of my previous off-topic episodes, where I was invited to a dinner and I had a lot of resistance in going, and the Scorpio in me, the introverted, deep dark hole that I love to just be in and just reside in all the time, that part of me like didn't want to go. And I was really reflecting on that, and this has been a pattern with me for the longest time in my life, where I tend to have resistance going to social events, not because I feel anxious and nervous and like I can't go into social events or situations, because I'm actually a very social person. I used to be a bartender and a server for many, many years. I do this as a living, talking on camera. It's not really that. It's just I don't sometimes like to go and have human connection, which is like not a healthy thing. And the thing that annoys me sometimes is I know that it's important and it's healthy to go out and meet like-minded people and have human connection and let people in and let people support you and let people love you, instead of only doing everything yourself and doing everything for everyone else. But like when it comes to you, you're like, hiding in your little shell. Like I know that it's not healthy to do that, and I've spent years trying to unlearn that and like let people in my life, but I still kind of have that default thinking or going back into that hole sometimes. And when I got invited to this dinner, there was a lot of resistance coming up with myself, and I wanted to cancel and I wanted to just not go, but I knew that I wasn't going to cancel. I knew that it was also going to be amazing, and it was. I had amazing conversations. I literally sat at a dinner table with the founder of Couplely, which is like a couples app, which is like such a beautiful, amazing app. And there was all types of relational therapists, trauma therapists there. There was researchers there. There was energy healers there. There were so many amazing people at this intimate dinner, and we all had beautiful conversations. It was so insane to me just how much flow there was with the conversations that we were having. And we were talking about a lot of impactful things. We were talking about relationships. We were talking about society and the way that we tend to want to hide and, push our feelings down and not go out and live our lives and literally be social, like the things that I was actually experiencing before I went there. We're talking about our personality traits. We were just talking about so many amazing things. And it actually ended up being even better than I thought, but I knew deep down that it was going to be amazing. I knew deep down that I was going to be able to handle the situation, and I still had resistance. And I started getting annoyed with myself while I was having this resistance, because I'm like, when am I going to stop having this resistance? Like, I'm like, at this point, I'm really getting annoyed because I know the situation at hand. I know this is an old wound or an old thing that I want to go back into, and I know it's going to be good. Why the fuck do I keep doing this? And I had to be really compassionate with myself in that moment and remind myself that healing is not linear. And although I knew that going to the dinner was going to be okay and everything was going to be great, it doesn't take away the fact that there's still probably I'm still going to have some resistance towards doing certain things that are out of my comfort zone or that I'm trying to relearn again in my life. In that moment, I really had to practice being okay with the fact that I still had resistance to something that in my head I should have been over by now. And the reason why I'm sharing that is because I think many of you guys, you're all into self-development, you're really into healing, and we tend to get really down on ourselves or annoyed when we see ourselves going into that same behavior or the same thought pattern, even though we know the right thing to do or we know everything's going to be fine. And I think this is just something that we're not necessarily used to practicing, but it is this essence of being okay with not being okay. Like watching yourself not make the best decision sometimes and being okay with it and like loving yourself through that anyways. And there has been some times where the resistance feels so strong that I just don't want to do it, and I don't connect with people, and I don't go out and do things. And I used to be really pissed off at myself because I'm like, no, you should be going out and like connecting with people because this is your core wound and you need to work on this. But then there come to a point where it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be perfect every time. There's going to be times where, like I'm not going to do technically the right thing. And like, what is even the right thing anyways? So I just say that because I think we all need that reminder that healing is not linear and you're not going to be perfect and flawless with everything. And I think the best actual thing you could do for yourself is be there for yourself on the times where you're not being perfect, and be okay with the fact that you are not okay and you're not doing everything the way that you told yourself that you need to be or do or look or whatever. And also just moving through that, moving past that. When I started to realize I had that resistance and I was getting pissed off at myself, I just practiced this energy of like, I'm just going to be with myself in this moment of being really annoyed the fact that I have resistance to going to this dinner, but I'm going to go anyways. Like, I'm just going to be okay with everything. And sometimes it's very hard, but it's something that is required, honestly, on a healing journey, is to be okay with not being okay. Now, the next thing that I was thinking about only a few days ago, and I was thinking about you guys. I was thinking about how, especially the ones who listen to the podcast, I know a lot of you guys watch my main channel YouTube videos, and a lot of them are technically like the same types of topics that I talk about on the podcast, but there's a different energy with the podcast. It is the most intimate, in my personal opinion, form of content usually on the internet, because you're sitting here listening to somebody throw out their stream of consciousness. You are, analyzing a lot of things in your head when you're listening. Not every single podcast episode obviously is like super life transforming and a bunch of wisdom and you're learning a bunch of stuff. But at the end of the day, usually people who listen to podcasts, at least self-improvement, they are showing up and they're doing the work. And I just really want to applaud you guys. I really need you guys to really take this in right now. And I know it's kind of hard sometimes for us to like take in compliments or take in anything, but I just look at you guys as like the A+ students of the world. You guys show up every week, every day for yourself. And I'm not even talking about listening to this podcast, but I just mean in general. You're the ones who have your journals out ready to listen and ready to write and ready to like take all the notes and ready to like prepare for the test. Like that's what you guys do when you listen to this podcast. That is what you guys do when you're trying to do self-improvement and you're waking up and you're trying to get out of cycles or you're trying to be better with your fitness and your health. Like you guys are A+ students, and I need you guys to just applaud yourselves for that. You are up front in that classroom ready to learn. And I feel like sometimes when you're on this journey, it's like no one really acknowledges that, or you feel really alone, right? Because there's just so many people, like, you know, there's so many other students who are sitting in the back of the class who are not listening. They're on their phones. They don't give a fuck. They're so consciously not aware. They're so disconnected with themselves. They're just not there. And this is not to like shame these people because they're going through whatever they're going through. But I really do want you guys to bask in this energy of acknowledge and appreciation for yourselves, for how far you have come and the work that you continuously do on yourselves. And also, just a reminder, you guys are going places. The fact that you guys continuously show up, there is no doubt in my mind that you guys are going to go places. And I know sometimes it feels never ending. You guys are waiting for the big break, you to hit that goal, you to get that money, you to whatever, you know, like things to change. I totally know it because I've gone through all of the phases essentially that you guys have been going through. And at the times I definitely questioned whether there was going to be a day where, you know, I was that content creator, or I was happy with my body, or I didn't obsess over food every single day of my life. And I'm here to tell you that that day will come. You have to believe that. And there might be times in your life where you're losing that belief, but I don't know. I just wanted to remind you guys that you are going places because you guys are the ones who are sitting at the front of the classroom, putting in that work, writing your notes. You got the popcorn, you're listening, you're watching, you're observing, you're being self-aware, you're holding yourselves accountable. And yeah, do you guys do everything perfect? Probably not. Do you usually dwell on all the things that you haven't done versus the things that you have done? Yes. Are we going to stop that? Yes. But I just want to send out love and acknowledgement for you guys because you guys just crush it. I'm so proud of you guys. I see you guys in the comments. I see you guys just living your best lives. And I'm very proud. And I think that you guys are also a very big reflection of me and the work that I have done. I know I show up as if somebody who has done a lot in her life and has been successful, and that is true, but I'm also imperfect. I also have flaws. I also am still like working through so many things, but you know, I do know that you guys look at me as this like inspiration and motivation, and understand that yes, you can look at me as inspiration and motivation, but I also want you guys to look at me as if you're seeing yourself, because you guys really are sitting at that front of the class with me. Okay, so another thing, I'm on this Facebook group and it has to do with like finances. I don't even know. It's a huge Facebook group. I don't know when the hell I entered this Facebook group or why I even did, but I read something that I just want to read out to you guys because not only did it inspire me, but I think it can inspire you guys, and it also gave me like a little prompt to ask you guys to comment. So let me just quickly read it. Somebody said, "Thanks to the advice in this group, I've officially hit my goal savings of over $100,000 between bank accounts all before turning 24. I really started from the bottom," and she put in quotations, "suffered from addiction during high school and recovered, was homeless for a year in college, then my apartment was destroyed in a hurricane, my car was totaled, moved so many times after that, no financial assistance from my family. Anything is possible with hard work. I just can't believe it, and I just had to share this accomplishment with someone." And I just think that we all need to hear stories like that sometimes, because even myself, sometimes will fall into this victim mentality of like, things are so hard and there's no possible way that I can get out of it. And it's not to say that you don't have room to like let yourself be that victim, and like maybe things are very hard and like you gotta like address that, obviously. But when you hear stories like that, it just reminds you, like, seriously, what you're going through, you can get through it. If you are in a point in your life right now where shit is like not working out, whether it's finances, relationships, your health, whatever, take it from me. My book is going to give you a lot of that inspiration, especially when it comes to health. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And also, there's another girl in that Facebook group that I saw that day, and she just had a photo of herself beside her new car, and she was saying, it's taken me so long to save up for my first car, but I finally got it. I'm super proud of myself. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm just so incredibly proud of myself for doing this. And obviously just made me feel like so happy for her, for everyone. And I just want you guys to comment down below on YouTube or again on Spotify if you want to write in something that you have accomplished or achieved through very hard times, or something that you've recently accomplished that you're really happy about, and just take that time to just be grateful and acknowledge yourself for achieving something. And it can be the smallest thing. You know, you went a whole month with not texting your ex, or I always use that example. It's like, I should just really get that on like a shirt about not texting your ex. Like, I never text my exes, by the way. I don't know why I always say that, but anyways, you know, just like withholding the urge to text your ex, or you saved $50 more this month, or you opened a Wealthsimple account to start investing your money, or you paid off a little debt, or you finally stopped binge eating or something like that. Like, let us know, because I just think that it can help other people who might be going through a hard time read those comments. And I guess I can go first, which I already said, is I finished my book. My book is going to press and it's going to print. And that is a huge accomplishment for me that I haven't even fully let sink in. And I know that it's going to sink in more as the time goes and it actually is released. And it did sink in a lot when I saw the cover. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself for putting in the work. And sometimes things take a lot of time. Not like it didn't take longer than it needed. It actually just took as long as it needed to write a book. But sometimes you don't see the fruits of your labor for a while, or sometimes you don't even acknowledge it and you kind of forget. But I just want you to think about some of the things that you've been really making progress on, and hopefully you can share it with us. All right, some more lighthearted stuff, because I feel like I just went on a rant about being in love with you guys and also just like being grateful and seeing everyone else succeed. Okay, so I wrote on my little list here, my off-topic list, construction workers, thank you, because I could never. I probably have this realization probably once a month. Now, I will say I live in the city, so there's always construction workers, so maybe that's why I think about it more. But I really look at these men like, thank you so much, because I would never be able to stand out in the freezing cold and throw myself down in that tunnel and like vibrate my hands on those little like machines that they do all day, every single day. Like, we actually do need to appreciate the construction workers of the world. Who is building these buildings? I'm not doing it. There's no way in hell. Like, do you think about this for a second. All of the sky rises and all of the buildings and like all of the everything, for the most part, are built by men. Now, yes, I know there's women who are in construction and we love them, and we can appreciate women for a million other things that they do. Like, literally, like, we are actually the rulers of the world. Truly. But thank you. I just want to say thank you. If you guys have boyfriends, if you guys have husbands, if you guys have brothers, if you guys have fathers, whoever in the construction business, even women, but the construction workers of the world, can you just please go thank them for me? Because we could never. So stop lying to yourself and saying, no, girl, you could never. We know this. The next thing, Jackie Aina's home is beautiful and I would love to be her. If you guys don't know who Jackie Aina is, she was a like OG makeup YouTuber, and she really transitioned to doing like lavish luxury living type of content on YouTube. Instagram. I think she still does makeup videos and stuff on YouTube. I actually don't know. I haven't watched her content in a very long time, but I follow her on Instagram. If you don't follow her, can you just go type her in, Jackie Aina? I believe her last name is Aina. That's how you spell it or something. I don't know. You'll find it. She has 2 accounts, I believe, Jackie Aina and then Lavishly Jackie or lavishly Aina or something. One of the two. It'll be connected there. Her home is stunning. You guys know me in a good home and in the suburbs. Listen, we're not going to go on a rant right now. I'm going to really try not to go down that road. But I will say I really love her home and how beautiful she makes it and just the aesthetics of everything. And I want to live in the suburbs. Anyways, that is just that. Okay, another thing. Does anyone else have those friends who just have all of the tea? Like all of the tea? The girl who's like friends with all the other girls in your hometown and she has all of the juicy information and the gossip. I commend those type of friends. I love them, you know, because to say that we don't care about gossip is a bull-faced lie. You can't be a female and say you do not like a little gossip, okay? Obviously, the type of gossip is going to be very dependent, like whether it's going to be like healthy or not. I'm not talking about the friends who talk shit about everyone, but at the end of the day, girls talk, okay? And I'm not a social butterfly, so I have a lot of friends, but I'm not like really into like all of my friends' lives and everything that's going on with their boyfriends and this girl is friends with this girl or this girl hates that girl and this is why, like drama here and there and everything. But I have those select friends who are tied to those friend groups where there's just so much chaos. And I love it. I love to like meet up with some of those friends and just like listen to all of the tea for a good like hour or two. And it's not even about like really talking shit, really. I mean, I guess it technically kind of is in a way, but I just like love, like I'm ready for the popcorn. Like I'm listening. I'm ready to go. Like give me all the tea. I don't even know whose boyfriend is who or that girl's friends with that girl. I don't even know where are they living or this, that, and the third, but I enjoy it thoroughly. And I just want to say a big shout out to those people, those friends who really hold down the amount of tea and the amount of stress and gossip that really probably takes a toll on your nervous system so that people like me can just enjoy that a little bit more. Again, I'm not trying to be toxic and I'm not saying that like I love hearing people like struggle and like a bunch of crazy shit. Obviously not, but I don't know. I think the same thing goes with just like watching reality TV shows. I just love a good reality TV show. Apologies if you're on YouTube. The lighting has changed because now that the sun is setting a lot earlier, I need to be aware of like the times that I'm filming because the sun is going all over the place. But anyways, we need to talk about White Boy Winter / Vanilla Baby on TikTok. Listen, I don't know if you guys have been seeing, the white boys are out. The white boys are out. So if you guys don't know, Jack Harlow has a new song that has not been released. I don't know when it's supposed to be released. And it's Whips and Chains. I'll quickly play it. I don't know how good this is going to sound because I'm just going to play it into my microphone from TikTok. I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28 telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skilla, baby. So yeah, it's actually iconic. I definitely am probably going to love it. I love Jack Harlow, but the white boys are out on TikTok lip syncing this song, and specifically because he's like, I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. And the girls are going crazy. What do we think about this? Because I said this, I don't know what episode. I was talking about the cringy, thirst trappy guys that are on TikTok where they do that thing with their mouths, specifically light skinned guys. And I'm just like, it's kind of giving cringe. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of cringed out by this trend a little bit. It's like they're doing a little bit too much, but again, I'm a hater. I'm a hater at my core. I am a hater. So like the white boys are having their moment. It's cute, but I'm also like, maybe we should just let the white boys have their moment, right? Like the little swag they got going on. It's like the Jack Harlow adjacent type of guys. And I love me a good Jack Harlow, I will say. Jack Harlow is definitely my type of like white boy vibe. He's got the southern accent. You guys know I love a good southern accent. We got the curly hair going. We got the blue eyes. Very cute. Very, very me to my core. But I'm not really being pulled in with this, watching these guys do the dances and like lip sync to this song. Like it's cute for like a second, but then when I see too much of it, I start getting the ick and then I need to scroll. Because in my head, I'm like, I can't stop thinking about the fact that you rehearsed this and then like you knew that you looked like this certain way, like you're gonna like seduce the girls on TikTok, and then you put your phone up and then you did the dance and then you continue to like keep posting it. But it's hypocritical because it's like, I'm a content creator, and when I'm making a video, I have to like think about it and then film. But there's something different when it comes to like the lip singing, the hot, the sexy, the thirst traps. I feel like it's reserved for the girls, but whatever. I'm a hater. It's cute. But then I'm also like, I would just never want to date one of those type of guys. Like, you're so cute and I love you, but I don't want to date you because you're doing that on TikTok. Also, I need to apologize to Hannah Berner from the Giggly Squad, because the way that I called her Lauren the whole entire episode when I was talking about one of my favorite podcast episodes being the Giggly Squad with Paige, I don't know how to say her last name, but she's on Summer House, was so rude, because Giggly Squad is one of the best podcasts in terms of just like funny as fuck. Like, Hannah Berner is literally a comedian, and I just can't believe that I called her Lauren the whole entire time. So I just want to publicly announce my apology. Also, I really want to buy myself. Okay, I've been saying this for the longest time. I'm not a jewelry person really in terms of spending a lot of money on jewelry, because it's like, girl, I ain't got the money like that. Like, I'm not going to drop like bands on jewelry right now. But I've always wanted a tennis bracelet, and the one that I usually wear, it got worn out. So if you guys have like tennis bracelet dupes that are affordable, can you please let me know? But I have an urge to buy myself a real one, which is insane. And I'm I'm not going to do it, but I really want to do it. But I'm really in this era of like wanting to buy some new jewelry. I want to buy new rings, and I want to buy like something that's like a tennis bracelet adjacent. Obviously, like, I'm not going to drop all this money on it. Like, I have other goals in my life right now, but I'm a tennis bracelet girl and a ring girl. Like, I really like rings and I want to buy more. So please let me know your guys' favorite places to get jewelry. I'm not the best with knowing what's the best type of jewelry to get that's not obviously really, really expensive. Like, a tennis bracelet can be anywhere from like 10 to 14K, less, more, whatever. But then the issue I also have is I don't want to spend my money on too cheap of jewelry where it stains or whatever. Now I have jewelry that doesn't stain. It just over time kind of gets a little tainted, and then I have to like get a new one. But please let me know, or educate me, because I don't know what's good. But all I know is I can't really be getting a tennis bracelet, genuinely. Like, oh, and another thing is I want to get a watch, and I want it to be looking very icy. I'm not gonna lie. I really love like the icy looking watches. I used to wear them all the time back in the day when I used to like dress up and like have my accessories, but I'm kind of like wanting to go back into my watch era. I also want to buy a new camera, which that is definitely doable for maybe the new year, potentially. But I'm also like, I don't really need to, but my camera that I have right now is a Sony ZV-1, and the only issue that I have with it is the battery doesn't last the longest, although I do record really long like podcast episodes. So if you are in the market for looking for a new camera, I would highly suggest this camera. The only issue I have is like the battery, but the battery actually lasts. Like, I used to have another Sony camera. I think it was like the Sony A5000, and the battery was so shit on it, but this is like really good. It will last like a solid hour depending on how hot it is in your place. But I am thinking about potentially getting a new camera, but we will see. It's giving like I want to treat myself, clearly. And I feel like maybe after my book launch, I'll buy myself something nice, but we'll see. I've been really trying to experiment with rewards and celebrating the things that I do in life, instead of just like on to the next goal and on to the next goal, and not even appreciating anything that I've done or not acknowledging anything that I've done. And sometimes it's nice to kind of buy yourself something special. And for me, like, there's many special things that I can buy myself right now because I have the money, but I want to have like a reason. Like, I want to really like be more intentional when it comes to spending my money, buying myself things, where I'm putting my money in general. So yeah, I don't know. Also, I think I'm going to take off my nails and go like bare nails for a while. I don't really want to do it because I love getting my nails done, but there's always that period of time, at least for me, where it's time to get the nails off. Like, the nails need to breathe. Although I wouldn't say that I've overworked my nails and I've gone like too overboard this summer with like getting my fake nails and like screwing up my nails, but I definitely need a break. And I've been moving from gel to shellac, like just shellac on my nails. But I think this is the time. I think I'm going to go tomorrow and get these off. So you might not see any sort of nailage if you're watching on YouTube. But I feel like it needs to happen. We all go through that phase every year where we know that we need to let our nails like breathe for a second. And I feel like at the end of the summer when things die down, it's like the best time. I also think it's the best time to really work on like lots of your skincare, like the extra steps of your skincare, to get your hair done, like to get a good cut if you need to, doing your routine checkups for things. I have a cleaning appointment that I'm going to for my teeth. I'm also going to be doing a consultation with my teeth because I might be doing something with my gums, and also like I have a lot of fillings, like old fillings that I want to make sure that are all like still intact from back in the day. And also I am considering getting Invisalign maybe, but maybe not, only because I might need it for what I want to do with the in between my teeth. Okay, so I have a gap in between my teeth, and I got composite filling to close the gap instead of like getting braces because I have pretty straight teeth, and I didn't want to obviously like get veneers. I don't need veneers, but it's chipped a little bit, so I want to go in and see the best route for. Am I just gonna like add more to the middle of my teeth and just kind of like get it topped up whenever I need? Or am I doing some sort of Invisalign thing so that I can also do something with my gums? I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. Obviously, I'll keep you updated. I've had a very long journey with my teeth. I spent a lot of money on my teeth. My teeth have been through a lot. In terms of I spent money on my teeth, I just mean like fillings and getting like my wisdom teeth out and everything like that. I don't have veneers, and that's not what I'm looking to get, but I just want to get a consultation done just to make sure that my teeth are exactly the way that I want them to be. And I also am going to be going back home to get a haircut. So I go to this place called the Curly Hair Maven. I believe that's what it's called. It's like outside of Barrie, and the girls there are like certified curly hair stylists. I don't trust just going to any salon. The person who's cutting my hair needs to know how to cut curly hair. It's way different than cutting straight hair. You really need to be trained on how to do that, and I've gotten really not good haircuts from people, and honestly it's like my own fault because I didn't really do the research and I didn't really know. But so I'm going to be taking a trip back home, and I'm going to get my hair trimmed. I don't really need my hair trim per se because it doesn't really break as often as it used to when I used to manipulate my hair a lot, whether that be like always putting it in slick backs or always putting it up or straightening it or whatever, like always doing way too much to my hair. I'll go after a year and a half of not getting anything done to my hair, like any trims, and the stylists are always very surprised with how much breakage I don't have. And that is because I'm consistent with my hair routine, and I make sure that I nourish my hair, and I'm always changing the styles that I have, and I'm always deep conditioning, and I'm just like being very gentle with my hair. But I figured, you know what I don't want is to take any more length. My hair is growing a lot also, which is amazing. But I don't want to take any length off of it in the springtime. So I'm just going to get it trimmed now. So I don't really, I mean, I might still do it, who knows, but I just want it to grow as much as possible. There's no real end goal with my natural hair. Like I don't need to have it super long in order to like wear it out. I wear it out all the time, but it is definitely growing. And, some of you have been able to tell a little bit in some of my videos, but if you compare, let's say, the photo that I have on my podcast art versus, let's say, like any of the recent uploads, you might not be able to tell too much of the length, although you can definitely tell a little bit. Although the photo that I have is very like, it's professional photo. The reason why there's not that much of a difference, but I do think you still can see it, is because when I first started wearing my hair more natural, like even in this podcast art, what I would do is I would actually stretch my hair. So I would do my hair routine, which I have on YouTube on my main channel, where I would like section it and I would put like leave-in conditioner, and then I would put mousse in it, and I would rake it through, and then I would go under my hooded dryer and until my curls were set. And what I would do though is I would after my hair was dry, I would section it into like maybe like 4 sections, and I would pull my hair and I would blow dry it and stretch out my hair like a little bit, like not too much where it was like too hot on my hair. It was like actually very like warm heat, just to like retain a little bit of that length for my hair, and it would take like 5 or 10 minutes extra. But it definitely did change the length of my hair just a little bit, which I felt a little bit more comfortable. Like I like having a little bit longer where it's like hitting my shoulders. But now I don't do that. So my hair is as long as it is without me even doing any stretching anymore. So that's when I know like my hair is actually really growing. So maybe this is just your sign to make that dentist appointment. Have you gotten your teeth cleaned? If you don't have the money for it, can you maybe like put that on another goals list for the next month to save up money to get your teeth done? Like, I understand that it's expensive to get these things done, but I know you have it in you to save up some money to get these things done for yourself. Is it unfortunate that some of these things are not covered or like you can't? Yes, 100%. But I did it when I had no insurance. I still don't have insurance, by the way, when it comes to my teeth. But let's say when I didn't have a lot of money and insurance, I still made sure to save up money the best way that I fucking could, because I was like, my teeth need to be cleaned. Like, it is important to get your teeth cleaned. It is important to get your little trim here and there. You don't have to get it all the time, whatever. But if you really think about like shifting a little bit more of your priorities when it comes to spending your money intentionally, I know that you can figure it out. Like for me personally, when I go get my teeth cleaned, I go to a pretty, I would say a little bit more expensive of a dentist like place than average, but it's anywhere from like $2 to $285 to get my teeth cleaned, but I know that there's much cheaper places to go. So obviously just shopping around as well. Maybe even I know like sometimes like universities or colleges, they do like cheaper teeth cleaning, things like that. I would definitely trust that. Now, if I was going in to get a root canal, I mean, I would probably, I don't know, depends, really. It depends on your state. So I'm not even gonna say don't go to that, because maybe that's all you can afford, and they do great jobs. Like it's not like if you go to get cheaper work done, and I mean like at a college or a university, that there's not professionals making sure that things are getting done properly. So to each their own, but I do think that it's really important that we be intentional with the money that we are spending, what we're spending it on, and we should really pour back into ourselves and invest. And these are things sometimes we forget about, like getting your teeth cleaned or getting a trim done or doing a deep conditioner mask or even giving your nails a break. These are things that are important to do. And I love doing that during the winter months. So that's definitely what I'm going to be doing. Okay, one last thing, and I left it to the end because I know not everyone watches The Real Housewives, but we got so much Real Housewives stuff going on that I'm just like so full. I'm so incredibly full to the rim with all of my reality TV shows. We got Salt Lake, I'm watching Beverly Hills right now, and The Real Housewives of Miami just dropped. Y'all need to get on it if you haven't. I watch on Hey You. If you are in the States, I think you guys have channels that are like Bravo TV or Hulu or something. I'm not really sure. You got to like look that up. But I watch Hey You in Canada, and I love The Real Housewives of Miami. So I just watched the first episode last night. I'm not going to like give away really anything. You know, everyone's kind of coming back from last season. There was a lot of fights that happened. But I guess one thing that I'm taking away from this episode, and it hasn't really been much, is Larsa Pippen, as much as I have issues essentially with her, which is like, who am I to even say I have issues with Larsa Pippen? Like, who cares what I really think? But I think that there's a part of her that I really do admire, in the sense of she gets bashed all the time on the internet for how she looks or her BBL or the fact that she dates all of these like NBA players, or they're really young, and like her current relationship right now and whatever that is, and the fact that she was with the Kardashians, like she was friends with the Kardashians, like all these things. And you know, I don't really like, it's not that I'm ignoring any of the weird things that maybe she's done or hasn't been doing, or she's the Instagram girl and like grow up and like you have kids and like why are you on social media and this, that, everything that everyone says about her. But she owns a lot of who she is, and I really commend her for that. Like, she gets a lot of shit on the internet, but she doesn't back down. She just is accepting of herself, and she's like, yeah, this is who I am, this is who I'm dating, this is what I'm doing for my work, and I don't care. And I do really like that, and I think that she's very mature in that aspect. And I think the guy that she's dating right now, there's like drama because I think like she dated his father at one point, or like I don't know, like the Jordans and stuff. I'm not really too much into that. But the fact that like she can go on the show and just be like, well, this is love and I love him, and he actually seems like a very nice guy. I don't know. I think there's something like respectable. You just like got to give it to her, considering how the internet will tear her down. And I've even made comments before, and I think it was a pretty valid comment, actually. I think last season she was talking about the fact that she didn't get a BBL. And like, girl, if you look at the before and after photos, like I remember Andy was even saying that on the after show. He had asked her like, oh, so you've never gotten any work done, like your body you just grew into this body. And she pulled a Kylie Jenner and she said like, yeah, like your body grows and this is how it is. But it's like, come on, really? Like, really? That's what I don't like. I don't like that because there are young women who are looking up to her, and they are under the impression that if she's saying, oh, I just grew into my body, that these girls, if you don't end up growing into your body, like as you get older and your body doesn't look like that, you might think like, wow, like I'm, less than or whatever. And it's not to force a social media creator to tell everyone their business and what they've gotten done and this, that. But when your sole audience is following you because of your body and your looks, essentially, I personally think that it's just better to just be honest with things. Like, you have young girls thinking that they can just get your body by like drinking a skinny tea that you promoted. And by the way, all of the Kardashians do that as well. Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, and all these fucking Kardashians, they didn't get this hourglass shape by drinking skinny tea. They didn't, okay? They got it by getting work done. And this is not to say that they're not maybe healthy girls and they're not in the gym and not doing anything and that it doesn't help. Yes, for sure. But they're literally, their whole platform and how they make money is essentially the way that their bodies are looking. Other things too, but a lot of it does have to do with that. And so if that's going to be the way that you are influencing society, essentially, at least maybe be real about it. I don't know. And that's a whole nother topic for another day. And honestly, last week's episode on the pressures to be pretty kind of addresses that. So if you're interested in those type of topics, definitely go watch that or listen to that episode, whichever one, if you're interested. But I think that's going to be it for today's episode. I love you guys so much. If you guys don't already know, I cannot wait to record next week's episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.